So gum used to be sold since the 19th century, which is about 200 years ago. And gum wouldn't be as popular as today if it wasn't to Wrigley's gum in 1981. So back in the days, gum was tasteless. It didn't have any flavor. So you can imagine how boring it was. But Wrigley's gum changed the production of gum forever after adding flavoring to gum. So, by adding flavoring, gum became fun. And Wrigley's Gum Company became one of the biggest gum companies in the world. Now, toothpaste had a similar story as well. Its production changed forever after adding flavoring to it. Yes, it was tasteless. Now, after adding flavoring to it, those flavors didn't really do anything to the performance, but it only created the sensation of a clean mouth, which made it fun and satisfying to use. Instead of that old, boring, tasteless toothpaste, it became this new, fresh, fun, and satisfying process. Now, from both of these stories that I told you, we learned something very important. We learned that if something isn't fun or that you don't enjoy it, you won't have any reason to do it again. Which, in other words, we repeat the behaviors that we get rewarded for, and we avoid the behaviors that we get punished for. We don't only crave reward, we crave instant rewards, because they're very easy to get. Now, most of the actions that we do today, we are not going to get the results the next day. For example, if you start working out today, you're not going to look any different tomorrow. It's going to take at least months, weeks, until you can see visible progress. Now, why do you think someone would overeat when he could get obese, right? Because it's fun, and he's not going to get obese in one day, right? So that's why he's going to do it. So, what's the key to building habits? The key is really simple. It's just making it fun and easy. So, back in the days when I started in the gym, it wasn't my first time, second time, third time. It was like my fifth or sixth time. Because every time I would start, I'd go for a week, 2 weeks, and then stop going for a couple of months, and then try to get the motivation, start again, and the cycle goes on. So, if you remember my previous examples about toothpaste and gum, what made them successful? It was making it fun, right? Because brushing your teeth, like using toothpaste and chewing gum, they're both easy, but the thing that made them successful was making it fun. Gum became successful after adding flavoring, and toothpaste became more satisfying and fun after adding flavoring. Now, back to my story. I remember that I made the gym fun and easy. It was in my building, so it was really accessible. But how did I make it fun? Because I remember every time I would go, I would follow like a structured plan, do like this machine, three sets of 15 every single day, right? And there was some exercises that I hate. Like, for example, at that time I hated single arm bent over rows. I hated the dumbbell chest press, and I just hated them. Like, the form was hard. I could like enjoy the exercise, but I remember one of the times I switched the single arm bent over rows with lat pull downs because I really liked the exercise. The movement was just it's easy, right? That's why I liked it. And then I continued like making my adjustments, watching videos, watching TikTok videos on certain exercises, back exercises, and just creating my own exercises. It became fun. So, another example. I remember that I was never really consistent with reading the Quran except in Ramadan. So, what actually made me consistent reading Quran? So I remember every time like I would just read Quran, okay? I would try to memorize or just read. But how are you gonna enjoy it if you're not even applying it or understanding it, right? Now, just memorizing the Quran or reading the Quran without applying it or even understanding it, it's not gonna be fun. It's gonna be boring, right? But if you actually understand it and apply it, it's gonna feel more like a journey. It's gonna become like really fun. And that's what kind of helped me become more consistent. Now, this example was applicable to the Quran, the gym, but what about other habits, right? Now, not all habits can be rewarded the same way, right? There are multiple ways to make a habit fun. You could reward yourself after the habit. For example, imagine a fat man. Now, this guy, after he lost some weight, he wants to reward himself, right? Instead of going for a cheat meal, he goes for a cheat week. Like imagine he's going like this in the progress, and then suddenly he just destroys everything. He just reverses everything that he has been working hard for. And I think that's the wrong way to reward yourself. Because when you reward yourself, you shouldn't do something that's gonna reverse all of your progress, right? It should be something that's gonna help you, even motivate you, right? So, back to the example. Now, what could this guy do is he could buy new clothes, right? After he lost some weight, he could now buy new clothes that would actually fit him. And this reward could be something like feeling better after a workout, or just like after a couple of weeks of going to the gym, seeing your body, seeing visible progress. That's gonna be so rewarding, right? So I remember back in March, I did this completely wrong. So at the start of March, I had the goal. No. So at the start of March, I started my cut to lose the extra fat that I've been building up while I was bulking. So I started the cut. I am weighing and tracking. It's going all good. And I also set the goal at April to hit 72 kgs. With the start of my cut, I was at 75. So 15 days later, I hit 72 kgs in March. I hit my goal 1 month before I was supposed to hit it. So what do? I get complacent. I stop tracking, and till this day, 14th of April, I haven't tracked since. I've got all complacent. I've been eating whatever, which is wrong because I'm basically reversing my progress that I've been building up. And that's the mistake that you should avoid. When you reward yourself, it should be something that isn't gonna negatively affect your progress that you have been building up, right? Now, another example. Let's say that you have been working hard, you made some money, and now you want to reward yourself for making money. Like, first of all, making money in of itself is rewarding, but let's say that you still want to reward yourself, right? What would most people do is they would buy anything they just think of. That's why they finished all of their money, right? They go on Amazon, they just buy whatever useless things, right? But another way to reward yourself is you could go and take your parents out for dinner. That's gonna be an achievement. It's gonna be fun. And that's another way of rewarding yourself. Instead of reversing your progress, you actually use it for something meaningful. Now it's time for some practical steps. I want you to do 4 things. Number 1, find a habit that you want to build, right? Whatever it may be, just do something. Number 2, set a time for it. For example, if you're gonna work out, say you're gonna work out after school, after 8 p.m., whatever, just set a time. Third thing is making it easy. Now, how do you make it easy? By just like hitting a 20-minute workout. Another example, reading Quran. How are you gonna make it easy? By learning a verse, memorizing a verse, understanding a verse, and then you can just level it up. Number 4, making it fun. You can make anything fun, right? Working out. I personally made working out fun by doing exercises that I liked, actually learning, studying. And for Quran, you can make it fun by understanding it and applying it. That would make it more of a journey rather than a chore. And yeah, that's the secret to building good habits. Assalamu alaikum.